If you're wondering how to make money in this economy and you are older, if you're a Gen Xer like me, where your services are no longer needed, you are now out of the workforce, not because you choose to, but because you are no longer a valid or viable contributor to the workforce, and you don't know AI very well, you have not become a coder, and you're not interested in picking up a phone and listening to somebody yell at you, this video is for you if you don't want any of those kind of jobs. This video is all about how I'm teaching myself how to trade and also how I am sharing my trading experience and my daily journals with you to show you how I'm not only teaching myself, but learning as I make mistakes, as I win, as I get into the market and find out these subtle nuances that make sense to the eye that has been in these markets for years, but not to someone who is new to these markets. I've been trading since July of 2024 full time and have had a lot of time in front of the screens since then. I spend about 8 to 10 hours a day minimum in front of the screens, sometimes more. There are a lot of things that I have learned so far, especially about the spot markets, the Forex markets, and the futures markets. And I'm going to share that with you in all of the videos to come. Today, I'm going to show you exactly how to use a DEX, a decentralized exchange, to start trading and leveraging your money so that you are able to make more money. So leveraging your money is basically compounding your money before it's there. And I'm going to show you exactly how I'm doing that and what I'm using. The link is in the bio or description below. I would use that link so that you know it's not a phishing link and it doesn't have any malware on it or anything else. You know that it's from me. These are specific to getting into this app. I want to make sure you understand that anything I say on these videos is not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. Check with your financial advisor if that's what you want to do. This is your responsibility. It's your risk that you're taking. I'm going to show you how I'm taking my own risk, but you can decide what to do after you watch the videos and make your own choices. That said, this screen of what you're looking at is a screen that I was trading today, and I'm going to show you exactly how I'm using this DEX, this decentralized exchange, it's a DEX, to leverage other people's money so that I'm able to make more money. Let's get started. Inside of this app that you see, when you link below, you click on that link, you'll start your own account. You'll need a MetaMask wallet to start. And this is very important. You can't use it without a MetaMask wallet or a wallet, an online hot wallet, what they call a hot wallet. I go over hot wallets and cold wallets and everything else in different videos on this channel. But for now, just understand you will need a hot wallet. So I use MetaMask, and you will connect with your MetaMask up here. I'm not going to show you my MetaMask, but this little arrow on the very top at the right-hand corner where my cursor is showing you that right now, this is where you will connect your MetaMask wallet. If you don't know how to start a MetaMask wallet, you can go to my site, which is also in the description below, and get a full how-to. I show you how to start your MetaMask wallet and what you need to get started with the DEX. This is a great way to trade, and it's a great way to make more money because you're able to use your money and then leverage it into more margin without paying a lot of money. So the fees are maybe $2 or $3 a trade versus 50, 60 a trade sometimes if you're using a real broker, quote unquote, real broker like Schwab. Especially when you come into leverage, you have to come up with a lot of money or margin. Here is how I use this. On the right-hand side, I don't know if this is on your right or left, but you'll see it behind me. You will see a deposit and withdrawal, and you'll be able to deposit the money from your MetaMask wallet into your account. You can also withdraw money. Obviously, you want to do that when you start making money. But you see the buying power here at 20,000? That 20,000 buying power is with an equity of just $400. So I have 50x buying power, which is great. And if I use 75% of that 50x, right, at $14,985, That's what I'm actually leveraging in the market. So that's my leverage at 37 or 38%. If I decide to leverage maybe 50%, then I'm going to leverage about 25% of that buying power, which is $10,056. So you can see and play with this. And when you do that, you can understand a little bit more how leveraging and margins and buying power work. And when you start to do this on your own account with your own money and you start to see it, it really takes effect. You can understand theoretically the math behind it. But when you start using it on your own with your own money and you start to see it grow, then you start to see some pretty amazing things happen, especially with your mindset. So when I go to make a trade, I take in consideration how big is this trade? What is the percentage of this trade? This is a slower market. It's consolidating right now. But how big is this? What is the trade going to be? Is it 5.5%? Is it only 2%? Is it 1%? Where are we trading right now? If you were to take a look at this right now, we're only at probably 0.3 or 1.12 right here from bottom to top. But right here, we're probably at way less than that. So in the last hour, we've moved 0.5 or 0.6. So not very much for consolidating right now. That is the way that I look at this market, one of the ways that I look at this market. And I think, okay, how am I going to take my profit? Where am I going to take my profit? And where am I going to take my loss? I always come up with my stop loss first before I come up with my profit. And that's because I want to make sure that I'm covering myself so that the candle doesn't wick me into the stratosphere and I lose everything. Instead, if I get wicked out, I'm able to take that loss. And then once I decide on the take profit and the stop loss, I create a 4-digit pin and then I put that pin in and boom, the trade goes in. Now, this is not typical of normal brokers where you have an immediate buy and sell. So you can click the buy or you can click the sell. This is not like that because this has a hashtag with it because it goes through the blockchain. And so everything is going through the blockchain to get confirmed, all right? So you have a confirmation in the blockchain. So even if you put in your price, let's say your trigger price is 83986, right? And you're at 84021, which is what you're trading at right now. You could put this in right now, but whether you'll get it at 83986, probably not. You'll get maybe below that. Sometimes you'll get above that, depending upon where the hash goes and how busy the blockchain is. And that's where this fee comes in, which is called the gasless order. This I'll explain in a different video. But what I want you to see here, now that I've gone through all these steps and you're still wondering, wait a minute, what? I want you to see how simple trading is with this. It's not hard at all. It is a very simple and straightforward way of trading because you're trading on the decentralized exchange. You don't have to fill out paperwork, passports, or credit cards. You are able to just trade, and you don't even have to pay for this. It actually pays you. You don't even have to pay for this to use this. It pays you. What you are paying for is to trade on it. You're paying the fees. For every trade that you make, you're going to pay a fee, and that's normal. You're going to do that with your broker or whoever you trade with. This piece of software allows you to trade without having to do KYC, without having to fill about a bunch of paperwork out, and without having to pay for it. Like, you don't even have to put a credit card down to use this, which is fantastic. So this is why I've been using the DEX. Now, this DEX only trades Bitcoin USD and Ethereum USD. So you can trade either one, and you can pull those down here, okay? So you can trade either one. There's only two things that you can trade. So you are trading the pairs on this. You might see that as this grows, because it is new, as this grows, you will see more pairs that will come to fruition on their site. But for now, this is what you are trading. And I find this to be very straightforward. The Telegram group is great. It is a very good Telegram group, and there's a lot of people in it that are really high-level traders, very good traders that share some of their knowledge. So just have to weed through that. You do want to be very careful with giving out any information about yourself in a private conversation. You never want to do that. And you want to make sure that you're not sharing your keys, your information, even your wallet address. Just don't share a lot of stuff unless you have to. For example, you're going to get paid, then you have to share your wallet address. Make sure that you are understanding the security measures of working on the blockchain, because this isn't like a credit card. You can't get this money back once it's lost or once you screw up. So you want to make sure that you are following instructions, you're paying attention when you're doing this, and you're also very cognizant of how you're setting everything up, and you're not giving away your keys, you're not giving away your secret codes, you're not giving away any information. And I share that with you in other videos on this site, so you can take a look at. Now that you are seeing this app in real time, it's actually trading right now, and you're able to see the equity, you're able to see the buying power, how much margin you can use. You can take your profits and you can take your stop loss and you can set those out. Now you can go down below this video into the description, click on the link and sign up for this. Also get your MetaMask wallet together and transfer some USDC. I go through that in other videos on this channel, so you can follow along. They are simple and easy ways to get started trading, knowing that AI is going to take over and we're not going to have a need for people workers other than managing the AIs, even if that's possible. You might want to start trading the markets and see how well you do. So I'm going to show you once again, this is the DEX. It's called Flex Perpetuals. It's the decentralized exchange that allows you to trade using leverage, okay? 50x leverage here. So you can see it's 407.23 on the equity. The buying power is 20,000, so 50 times. Using that leverage to trade at more availability, at least 20,000, 30,000 pips just to see $100. So now I don't have to go so far. I can use 10,000 and I only have to go like 2% to see a good return. All right. So let me show you that here. Let's just put in a fate. We're not going to put in a trade, but I'm going to show you exactly how much I would make. So I'm leveraging 50%, 10,000. All right. And let's say I get in here at 84.097 on a sell. Okay. Because you can see the PSAR flipped up here. So we're going to sell it at 84.097. We're going to use 50% and take a profit at 84.43. So 84.43 on the profit, and the stop loss is going to be above here. And let's just say we've got an 84.87 stop loss. Okay, so the stop loss is going to be $96. So we're at a 4-to-1 basically ratio here, a little bit more, maybe 4.5 to 1 on the R. So that's not realistic in this market whatsoever, considering that we're only moving probably 0.6%, 0.67%. It's not going to happen, because if you look at this, we'd have to go down all the way to 4.23% just to make the 445. So you can take a look and see where you can take your profit. The first thing I do is I figure out my stop loss, and I figure out exactly where I want to put my stop loss. And then from there, I decide, all right, if I have a 96 stop loss and I want to make a 3-to-1, that's 270. So where is 270 around here? It would probably be around 82.404. So let's just see. Yeah, that's 206. So it's still 82. Let's go to 82.122. I think that 122. Yeah, 240. Close enough. I'd have to figure out first, if I want 3R on this, where I want to put this stop loss, and then where I want to put my take profit. Whether or not that hits is a whole other story, and I'd have to get out if it went against me. But you can see how you can use this to start to realize the gains and losses of what you can potentially have just by using this DEX and this margin and this buying power. So the more equity you have in here, the more buying power you have. But also, the more buying power you have, the more risk that you are going to face if, in fact, it flips against you. You want to make sure that your risk is proportional to what you want as your reward. So I'm going to leave you with this. Go to the link in the description, sign up for this DEX, get your MetaMask wallet, get some money in there, and go into the videos on the site and figure out how to start your MetaMask and get your USDC and buy it on the base. And I show you a few of these videos so that you have a good working knowledge of how to use this. And when you start using it, let me know in the comments how it's going for you. Obviously, if you're just learning how to trade, expect to lose a little bit. So you want to make sure that you're utilizing the same risk reward. Usually a 1-to-3 ratio is good. That if you can consistently do a 1-to-3 ratio every single day, you are an excellent trader. You're going to have losses, as all traders do, so just prepare for that. And I'll see you on the next video when we go over how to use this a little bit more strategically, and also in the other videos, how to set up your MetaMask wallet, how to buy the USDC on the base, how to use bridges so that you can change your networks. If you're on Polygon and you want to change to base, but you don't want to lose that, how do you do that? I'm going to go over those because that can be a little bit tricky and it also can be a little bit confusing. Let me know how you like this. Like, share, subscribe, do all that good stuff. Share this with 3 people who want to make money, and I'll see you on that next video.